Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sammy Ketchum, and welcome back to Sammy Ketchum TCG. Tonight, we are going to be taking a look at a brand new deck from White Flare. I was about to say Black Bolt and White Flare, but this deck is featuring mostly new cards from White Flare. Alright, so the deck we are talking about is ReshiBoar and ReshiBoar. So ReshiBoar. That's right, ReshiBoar is back, ladies and gentlemen. For any people who do not know, there was a deck in the past in the black and white format when it came out. They had Reshiram. They had a Reshiram. I think it was an EX paired with this ReshiBoar with the same ability. And you ran this with that and some other attackers, and the deck was called ReshiBoar, and it was actually really good back in the black and white format. Well, ReshiBoar was one of the decks that I was able to get mostly all the cards for. So I built it, put a deck together, and I ended up winning my first tournament, my first Pokemon tournament ever with it. And tonight, you know, I took this deck to locals, and it came back full circle. I win my first black and white tournament of the new age with this ReshiBoar deck. When back in the day, I won my first tournament with ReshiBoar. So it's kind of like, you know, it's just a great, how do I say it? It's just a great nostalgia feeling that I can actually play with, you know, this again and actually do well with it. Without further ado, I'm going to go over this deck profile, and talk about, you know, why I think this deck is so great, and it's also underrated right now in the black and white format. Alright, so to start us off with, we have ourselves a 2-2-3 line of Reshiram, not Reshiram, of ReshiBoar. Okay, ReshiBoar is the main part of this deck. It was one of the reasons why we're playing this deck. It has its amazing ability called Infernal Fandango. I can never forget it. Alright? And what this ability does, I'm going to read it off word for word. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a basic fire energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Alright? So you can just have one of these out there. You can just continuously, if they're in your hand, attach basic fire energies from your hand to your Pokemon. Now, what's really good about this attack is just that it says it doesn't have to be in the active, it doesn't have to be on the bench, and it doesn't have to be to just fire Pokemon. You can attach the energies to anyone. Anyone. You can attach it to the active, you can attach it to the bench. It doesn't have to be fire Pokemon. So you could take this and attach the energies to other Pokemon that are not fire. Which is why I was so excited when I saw this again, and I was just like, I'm going to cook. I am going to cook. All right. Now, they said that ReshiBoar wasn't going to be good because they said Ho-Oh Armor Rouge that just does it better. Well, the thing about Ho Armor Rouge is that you need both Ho-Oh and Armor Rouge to do that. Yes, they are not stage 2, and they may be easier to get out, but you still need 2 different Pokemon to do what this one Pokemon can do. You know what I'm saying? And in a format where everything has been slowed down because of Bidoof, you've got all these stage 2 decks that are running amok, that are going slow, taking their time, getting set up. My thinking is this: you've got the time to set this up perfectly. And once you get this thing set up and get out your attackers, you're off to the races. You could be attacking even before Gardevoir starts their stuff. You could be attacking, well, I would say Grimmsnarl is probably the fastest at getting set up and getting a Grimmsnarl out, because they have a lot of Grimmsnarl has the stadium to find their own Pokemon, and it can accelerate to itself. So Grimmsnarl will be the fastest in getting set up with itself. But all the Poke engines, all the Guardy engines, everything else is going very slow, taking their time. You've got time to build this up, and I just think that this is being slept on right now. So with this ability, I just think this is amazing. So, all right. 2 copies of Iron Hands EX. Remember when I told you that Emboar can attach to anything? I can use Emboar's ability to attach fire energies to Iron Hands and get them powered up. Go Infernal Fandango 3 times, have my attachment for the turn be a lightning energy, and I can get an Amp You Very Much going out just like that and start smacking the little basic little baby Pokemon. Amparalds, Ampa Monkey Dory, Ampa Dreepy, Ampa Gimmighoul, like you name it. If I get the right setup, I'm amping as early as possible. Yes, I know it's a stage 2, but we've got ways to get them out. Just like everybody else uses TM Evo and all that stuff to get them out, we could do the same thing. 1 copy of the star of the show, Reshiram. Got my little baby Reshiram here for good luck. All right. Reshiram EX. All right. We're really focusing here on its Blazing Burst attack. All right. For 2 fire and a colorless. All right. It does 130 damage. Right? Yeah. 130 damage. All right. But if your opponent, this attack does 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So if he's taken 1 prize, that's 180. 2 prizes, 230. 3 prizes, 280. 4 prizes, 330. 5 prizes, 380. And it just scales. It just scales. By the end of it, this Reshiram can knock out a lot of things. I just think this is it's just so good. This is the reason why we're playing it. Like, you just Infernal Fandango 3 times, mid to late game, he's hitting for 280 plus. I just think that is very good. 1 copy of Gouging Fire EX. I actually saw this in another build of ReshiBoar. But that one had Pidgeot in it. But I was just like, I just think Gouging Fire is a good mid-game attacker. A good mid-game attacker, or an attacker that can basically get over things like Raging Bolt, which is like 240. Things that are a little bit above 220, 230, you know, that are like 240-ish or whatever. This can kind of come in with the 260. What is it? Blaze Blitz with the 260, you know, and you could kind of hit those numbers. That's kind of where I see Gouging Fire in here. Now, to tell you the truth, this can either be the Gouging Fire or this could be the Hearth Flame Mass Ogerpon. Because with the Hearth Flame Mass Ogerpon, with its attack, second attack, you can do 280 damage to an evolution Pokemon. So if you're going up against an evolution Pokemon, you can hit more damage against them. So that is also an option, but it's situational because it's against an evolution Pokemon. Whereas this 260, that's just universal. So right now I'm opting for that. So 1 copy of Mew EX. Mew EX is basically in here for its restart ability to help you draw cards. You know, draw until you have up to 3 cards in your hand. But in this deck, he can also be a very good attacker. Since you've got Emboar, which can attach energies to any Pokemon, well, fire energies to any Pokemon, you can use Emboar to go Infernal Fandango, and then you could use genome hacking to copy your opponent's attack, and then you could attack with Mew right away. So you could copy Dragapult's attack, and use Dragapult's attack against him, against themselves. You can go, you can use Charizard EX's attack, or you can use Grimmsnarl's attack and snipe their own bench. 180, snipe 30. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that is really good that Mew can also be an attacker in this deck. You know, very good. Draw a card and an attacker. Of course, we've got, along with the Mew, we've got 1 copy of the Clefairy EX. So yes, this deck can basically slay Dragapults like nobody's business. Dragapults and I guess Raging Bolts like nobody's business. So we can either use the Mew with the Clefairy on the bench combo with Infernal Fandango, or we can just use the Clefairy by itself to kill the Dragapult. So we've got the Dragapult killer combo here with Clefairy and Mew. Alright, 1 copy of Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. Blood Moon, very good late game attacker. I mean, if you don't have the attack, or if you just need a quick way to get your last 2 prizes, this is just a great way to do it. If you don't have, like, you know, superior energy retriever to get back the energies to attach to your Pokemon to get up your attack, you know, you could go Blood Moon or Boss in Blood Moon or whatever, and you know, just take those prizes. Blood Moon is just a great universal late game attacker because of its ability saying, you know, its attack cost goes down by the number of prizes your opponent has taken. I just think that is just so good. You know, another card that basically depends on your opponent's taking prizes. You know, just like Reshiram. So I just think this fits. one copy of Pheasantipity EX. It's in here because of its ability, of course. Flip the script. All right. You know, your opponent knocks out a Pokemon on your last turn. You can drop the 3 cards on your turn. Also, since we have Emboar to power up your Pokemon, you can also use Pheasantipity EX's attack. Yes. You can go Cruel Arrow. You can Cruel Arrow somebody for 100 damage if you so choose. I actually did that today in a game where I used Cruel Arrow to take a prize on my opponent's bench Pokemon and get a knockout. So I just think that's cool. You can also attack with the Pheasantipity. You know, I just think that's cool. You know, just like that's what I was saying. The possibilities are endless with the Emboar. You know. Latias EX. It's in here because of its ability to give all your basic Pokemon free retreat. Most of our attackers in this deck, well, actually all of our attackers in this deck are going to be basic Pokemon. And they're going to be going in and out of the active spot. You know what I'm saying? So this is a way that they could just freely, you know, retreat and move back. Another reason why this is in here instead of like, you know, the instead of like the air balloon or the rescue board is because some of your basics have more than 2 retreat cost. Like the Iron Hand, the Blood Moon, they have more than 2 retreat costs. You know what I'm saying? And the only other thing that's like really big that has a retreat cost is the Emboar itself. And that thing has like, I think like 3-4 retreat costs. So you're going to need like switches or something anyway to get that out the active. So you might as well just have something in here just to give all your basics free retreat, all your attackers free retreat. Oh, also, you can also attack with the Latias in this deck. But you're not really going to. I got 2 psychic energies in here. I can make it happen. Oh, man. Okay. I'm having too much fun with this. 3 copies of Professor Research. All right. Discard, draw 7. Self-explanatory. 3 copies of Boss's Orders. Self-explanatory. 2 copies of Iono. Self-explanatory. Copies of Arvin. Helps you get your TM Evolution. And an item card. Nest Ball, Buddy Buddy Poffin, etc. Speaking of Nest Balls, 4 copies of Nest Balls. I mean, all of attackers are basic Pokemon, so we gotta go all in. Three copies of Ultra Ball, self-explanatory. 3 copies of Earthen Vessel. All right. I may take one of these out for something else, but because I think 3 is too much, but we'll play around with it and figure it out. But you know, I went for consistency rather than, you know, like certain texts and things. But we'll play around with it. But this is what I played with today. 3 Earthen Vessels. 2 copies of Buddy Buddy Poffin. This is to help find your Tepigs. Tepig. 2 copies of Superior Energy Retrieval. I actually may put in something else, like either a 3rd Superior Energy Retrieval or something else to get energies back. I mean, I think it's very important after, your Pokemon gets knocked out or we discard energies or something. Get back our energies. Keep Infernal Fandangoing. You know. 2 copies of Switch. Switch is just good to have. I'm not going to be having my Pokemon being locked up in the active spot, while my opponent tries to stall me out. Nah, that ain't it, fam. We're not going to play those corner games with y'all. I'm going to be able to get my Pokemon out of the active spot. So I'm ready for whatever you guys throw at me. 1 copy of Rare Candy. The reason why I'm not going more Rare Candy is because this is a Badoo format. Badoo has basically slowed down, the game entirely to where it is not good to have more than 1 Rare Candy because you can't depend on it. You cannot depend on it at all. So just have 1 just in case they happen to not Badoo lock you. And you can actually get this off. Other than that, you're going TM Evo into your Pignite, your second stage. Or just evolving straight up. 1 copy of Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher is just really good. It's just really clutch to get back certain attackers. Because like all of my attackers, most of my attackers are a one of, except for Iron Hands. Because Iron Hands is just that important. It's that important in the early game to basically have him to get that set up early. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, everything else is at 1. And if I need another attacker to get back, or if I discarded it early, I can just Night Stretcher for it whenever I need it, get it back, Infernal Fandango, and go in. 1 copy of Prime Catcher. This I'm definitely changing to Maximum Belt. This is definitely going to be Maximum Belt. This is one of the things that I'm definitely cutting. Cutting this for Maximum Belt because when we get to like the mid to late game, ReshiBoar sometimes has a hard time coming in and trying to get that knockout or those knockouts because, my opponent has taken 2 prizes, and he's only hitting for like 230, or they take a 3 and he's only hitting for like 280, and I need a little bit more. The Maximum Belt will put me against at least EXs, or put me, up to 50 more damage. You know what I'm saying? I could do 230s or whatever. Not 230s, but 280, 330 range. You know what I'm saying? So I could be hitting those ranges, with my Pokemon, before they take those prizes. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait until they take 3 or 4 prizes before I'm able to start attacking with the ReshiBoar. I can get in with them, on the turn before, or kind of like that mid turn where they've taken, 2 prizes. So this is going to be Maximum Belt, just to let you guys know. 1 copy of TM Evolution. I was thinking about upping this to 2, but not sure yet. But got a copy of TM Evolution because we want to be doing this into the Pignite, so we can go Emboar on the next turn. Alright, energies. 2 lightning energies for the Iron Hands. 2 psychic energies for the Clefairies. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fire energies for your Infernal Fandango shenanigans. I really, really, really like this deck. I think this deck is amazing. It's underrated. It is slept on. You know, nobody's talking about it. Everybody wrote off Emboar, but, you know, I'm not. I think it's a fun deck that you could play at locals, you know. So, you know, I hope you guys try it out. But yeah, I'm going to do the layout and do the layout of the deck and show you guys, you know, how that looks, you know. So when we come back, the layout. All right, guys, we are back. This is the layout here. All right. This is the layout here. Prime catcher is going to be maximum belt. I may change the earthen vessel for something. But other than that, man, this was really, really good. You know, I'm definitely down to trying this again. You know, and also trying it online. If you guys would like to try it out, go ahead, try it out. See how it works for you. Hey, maybe take it to the World Championship to see how it does. Up in the top there, I am missing a pig night. Granted, I was playing at locals, so we can't play with proxies, but yeah, I'm missing a pig night. But other than that, you know, the deck is basically just pretty much complete. If you want to take it, make some tweaks, you know, do whatever you will. But I think this deck has legs. So, without further ado, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, make sure you take care of yourself and each other. Thank you.